Patty Kirkpatrick, a Valley PE teacher, is accused of child molestation. Good evening, Arizona.
I'm Bennett Cunningham at Republican National Headquarters, where they're painting signs for presidential candidate Dole's impending visit. Dole's demand, it says. Good evening, Arizona.
I'm Jana Wallace. Are our troops safe overseas? No, says a newly released report, and the Pentagon might be to blame. Good evening, Arizona.
I'm Lisa Toronto. It hasn't opened yet, but we're going to take you inside the brand new Phoenix Art Museum. Good evening, Arizona.
She called 911 for help finding her way around. Today, Scottsdale's mayor heard some real calls for help. Tonight, Sam Campana loses a map service, but learns a lesson. You've heard the dangers of bearing it in the tanning booth, but before you cover up, listen up. Can a trip to the tanning salon cure what ails you? And this woman has one of the best in Hollywood. We'll find out what it is tonight.
Good evening. Good evening, Arizona.
Good evening, everyone. For years, he's been a trusted teacher at a Valley elementary school. Tonight, James Champlin is facing sex charges involving students. Today, Mike Watkus heard from a lot of shocked parents. Mike?
Patty, you're a parent, I'm a parent. Let me tell you, this is the kind of story that's guaranteed to make any parent's blood boil. A well-respected elementary school teacher busted and charged with molesting kids. The man in question is named James Champlin, and those are the kind of reports that parents here at Emerson Elementary awoke to this morning. And let me tell you, amid all the shock, there are a lot of questions. 53-year-old PE instructor James Champlin was a big man on the tiny campus of Emerson Elementary School, and word of his weekend arrest on child sex charges has hit parents, faculty, and students here like a head-on collision.
Well, that's too bad. I really hate to hear it.
I'm real upset.
Now I'm going to have to go home and talk to him and find out whether or not, what his feelings are on him. I mean, he's only 6 years old.
And according to experts, Champlin's alleged M.O. was fairly classic for a pedophile, showering his young alleged victims with gifts and taking them on weekend excursions to places like castles and coasters and to movie theaters. In fact, police say 6 weeks ago it was at this theater that James Champlin was first detected, when a woman allegedly spotted Champlin with 2 young boys. The witness says he was molesting one of them, and when confronted, police say Champlin and the boys fled.
The theater people were good in that we asked them for their cooperation should this man never show up. Well, guess what? Showed up last night.
Champlin was immediately taken into custody and booked on multiple counts of child molestation and sexual conduct with a minor. But this isn't the first time police have heard the teacher's name. In 1990, another young man came forward with claims that he had been molested by Champlin back in 1976. But given the great passage of time, prosecutors felt the case just wasn't strong enough. No answer today at the Scottsdale home where Champlin lived with his mother. But among district officials, there was a profound sense of sorrow.
Obviously, everybody's in a state of shock. And the police right now are very concerned about any other children that he may have victimized, and so are we as a school district.
And if the allegations are true, police say this is one man they're happy to have off the streets and out of the classroom. Now, Patty, as you saw on the sign of Emerson Elementary, it says children first. It is sort of a sad irony, casts a shadow over all the hardworking professionals here. One of the more insidious natures of this crime, if it is true, if the allegations are true, he apparently targeted young Hispanic boys, perhaps with the theory that their parents would be less likely to call police. He's in jail tonight with $100,000 bail.
Mike, do police say whether or not they think Champlin may have, in fact, victimized other children?
They think that they'll be getting phone calls with these reports going out because this man has been working in the area for a long time as a teacher. And even when he was busted last night, he was with 2 young boys, and they think they were the same 2 boys that he was with 6 weeks ago.
Okay, thank you, Mike. She was walking from her parked car to the grocery store when she felt a sudden burning sensation in her arm. It turned out to be a stray bullet. It happened outside this Albertsons at Tatum and Greenway earlier this afternoon. Emergency crews removed a bullet from Deborah Hall's arm, but they say they have no idea where the bullet came from. Her mother says random acts of violence are hitting too close to home.
I mean, it scares me to death to even drive out in the car sometimes. My daughters say, close your door, lock your doors, don't talk to anybody, don't wave to anybody, don't cuss at anybody if they're driving bad or whatever, you know, because you never know. And who wants to live like this?
The woman was treated at Paradise Valley Medical Center. There was no report of gunfire in the immediate vicinity. Phoenix police are looking for a man who hit a woman riding a motor scooter. He reportedly stopped to unhook the scooter from his vehicle, but then drove off without helping the victim. This accident happened at the intersection of 16th Street and Thomas late last night. 27-year-old Melinda Michka and her scooter were dragged for nearly a block. Today, police are looking for an Hispanic man in his 50s. They believe he was driving a 1973 tan or white Chevrolet Malibu. At the time of the incident, he was reportedly wearing a white cowboy hat and a vertically striped cowboy shirt. If you have any information, please call Phoenix Police. And we are told the victim is in critical condition. Well, Bob Dole is going to jail, but just for a visit, of course. The presidential candidate comes to town tomorrow and plans to visit Sheriff Joe's tent city. Bennett Cunningham joins us now to tell us why. Bennett?
Patty, Bob Dole wants to use Tent City as a backdrop to talk about American prisons and drugs in America. We're here at Republican headquarters. You can see a lot of people are painting the signs for his imminent arrival tomorrow morning. Another tent is going up in Tent City, but this one is for Senator Bob Dole. He visits the jail tomorrow.
He has a concern about the prison system and the drug problem and so on, and he asked to come over here, and we're going to take him through the tents.
The inmates want to tell Bob Dole a thing or two.
I tell him I want out of here. Tell him I need a $10,000 loan to pay my child support.
Some want to tell him that Tent City isn't as bad as its reputation.
Everything's got holes in it, but it's better than it could be. You know, it could be worse.
Most of today, workers spent laying telephone wire as inmates and staff unloaded tables preparing for the presidential candidate's visit. Sheriff Arpaio says he expects no problems.
There will be plenty of security. You do know I slept in a tent with 1,000 inmates, and I'm still here. But we'll have plenty of security with our posse, our deputies, the Secret Service. So that should not be a problem.
Now, if you want to see Mr. Dole, Senator Dole when he comes tomorrow, we're going to show you exactly where he is tomorrow. It's at 10:30 a.m. The gates open at 9:30. You'll have to be there around between 9:30 and 10:30 when his plane lands. He'll be at Qatar Aviation, which is at the southwest corner of the airport on 2802 Old Tower Road. As far as Tent City goes, that is close to the public.
Seems just about every candidate wants Sheriff Joe's endorsement these days, Bennett. It's really funny. Thank you. As organizers prepare for his accent on Arizona, Bob Dole spent the day crying out against crime. Jana Wallace has more from the CNN desk. Jana?
Well, Patty, crime was the topic of the day for both presidential candidates. Bob Dole blasted President Clinton during a stop today in Pennsylvania. There, he told supporters when it comes to crime, President Clinton talks like Dirty Harry, but acts like Barney Fife. Dole then unveiled his own set of anti-crime proposals. They include cutting teenage drug use and imposing tougher sentences on violent juvenile offenders. President Clinton, though, answered back by gaining the support of the nation's largest police organization. Today in Cincinnati, Clinton accepted the endorsement of the National Fraternal Order of Police. Now, Clinton is the first Democratic candidate ever to gain the backing of the 270,000-member group. Just as more troops prepare to head to the Gulf, a new report out says they may not be very safe and that the Pentagon might be to blame for it. Mary Miller has the results of the Downing report.
The report lays the blame for the deadly Saudi Arabia bombing on Pentagon officials for failing to set security standards and a key field commander for failing to heed warnings of a terrorist attack. It also outlines recommendations to prevent a similar tragedy, including having one person in charge of anti-terrorism efforts in the region and better intelligence.
We still have enormous difficulty in gaining firsthand inside knowledge of terrorist plans and activities. The Department of Defense must invest more time, people, and funds to develop human intelligence and counterintelligence capabilities.
Lack of technology is a problem, too.
We can and we must provide our forces with state-of-the-art sensors, blast protectors, automated entry points, cargo inspection devices. And we also need teams to assist our commanders in applying this technology.
The Pentagon says it's already implementing the report's recommendations, something important to the president as he prepares to dispatch more troops to the region in the latest Iraqi crisis.
Americans may be the target of terrorists, particularly Americans in uniform. And as we know more about what we can do to protect them, we intend to do everything we can. And we are going to aggressively implement the Downing report.
And this may not be the end of the matter. Pentagon officials have 90 days to review the report and decide if any disciplinary action should be taken. I'm Mary Miller at the White House.
The space shuttle Atlantis is now on its way to pick up astronaut Shannon Lucid, but not without some major problems.
3, 2, 1. We have booster ignition and lift.
Atlantis lifted off this morning. Not long afterward, engineers discovered that one of 3 hydraulic power units on board had shut down unexpectedly. Now that means the flight will have to be shortened, but it will still be able to dock up with the Mir space station to get Lucid. She's now been there for 6 months, a lot longer than she expected, raising some questions of how she'll be when she gets back to Earth.
I don't know. I guess that's one of the things I want to find out. I just really don't know. I was talking to Sasha. He's one of the new crew members that are up here now, and this is his second flight. And he was, his opinion is that you sort of take the month for month, you know, until you really feel back like you did before the flight.
Atlantis will pick up Lucid and drop off astronaut John Blaha on Wednesday, Patty.
She'll have some wobbly knees. I can guarantee that. Thank you for that, Jana. Well, if you drive to and from Sky Harbor quite a bit, there is good news as of midnight tonight, I believe. Bruce?
Patty, you're right. It's really kind of cool out here. This is the Sky Harbor Expressway. Now, that's University and the Sky Harbor Expressway you're looking at. Now, Jim Cox, if you'll pan a little bit to the right and show where the Hohokam is, this kind of parallels the Hohokam. You see it over there? That's usually the expressway you take south. Now, what this will do is go from University north and up to the freeway, or excuse me, up to the airport as well as Washington. So it's going to relieve a lot of congestion on the Hohokam Freeway, which is what they've been really dying to do, because, you know, coming out of the airport at the east end here, it can get kind of crazy. So they dedicated that this morning. It's going to be open both ways, north and southbound, this evening by midnight, Patty. So if you want to come and go to the airport, I'd say try this new freeway out.
Good deal. Thank you, Bruce.
You're welcome.
A game of Russian roulette turns deadly for a Prescott teen. We'll have that story after 6. Plus some entertainment news, a look at which stars have the best in beauty. But next, Lisa Toronto gives us a preview of the new Phoenix Art Museum. Could there be another workout video worth buying on the next Good Morning Arizona? Joan Rivers tells us about her new one, an exercise in spending called Shopping for Fitness.
Then also, you and your kids how to turn this trash into fun treasure.
And we'll show you a fast way to make garlic bread.
And it's wedding week, the perfect time to plan that spring or summer celebration. We will unveil the hottest fashions and tuxedos on the next Good Morning Arizona from 6 to 9 on News Channel 3.
I think you know why I'm here, Ed.
Oh, look, Jack, I'm retired. No more burger wars for me.
Ed, I need you to help make Jumbo Jacks.
You mean?
Yeah, at 99 cents. They're so popular, I'm having trouble keeping up with demand.
Let's do it.
I love the smell of mayo in the morning.
Welcome to Arnett.
Unlike some cars, leasing an Accord is an act of self-indulgence that's also smart.
Welcome to Arnett.
Since our new Accord lease offers a lot of car for the money, it shows great financial acumen.
Welcome to Arnett. Enjoy your meal.
The valet may not park it up front, but who knows?
Good evening, Mr. Harnett.
Evening, George. How are we doing tonight?
Just fine, sir.
I'm glad to hear.
Now you can lease a Honda Accord LX for $239 a month for 33 months and an $1,850 down payment.
Once again, Mr. A. Head, Chief Advertising Officer.
I have just half a minute to get something through your head. Arrowhead Town Center's sharp selection of stores always hits the mark. Stores like The Gap, the Disney Store, Eddie Bauer, Express, Victoria's Secret, Miller's Outpost, plus North Valley Grill and a new AMC 14-screen theater. So change the arrow of your shopping ways and point yourself toward Arrowhead Town Center.
Hold it. This isn't you, it's an older guy.
Oh, that was before I got rid of my gray hair with Just for Men hair color.
come on. That's too natural to be hair coloring.
Just for Men. Apply and in 5 minutes, rinse. Gray is blended away for a totally natural look.
Think it'll work for me?
In 5 minutes.
Just for Men looks too natural to be hair coloring. And now try Just for Men Color Gel for the hard-to-color hair of mustaches and beards. Brush in, rinse out. Just 5 minutes.
It is the video Old Man and Me by Hootie and the Blowfish. It's off their new album, Fairweather Johnson. The band says it's happy with the new album and isn't worried that sales aren't quite as hot as their debut, Cracked View Mirror. Hootie and the Blowfish is playing the Valley tonight at Blockbuster Desert Sky Pavilion at 7:30. Well, 3 years and $25 million later, and the new Phoenix Art Museum is ready to open its doors. It actually doesn't happen until Saturday, but tonight Lisa Toronto gives us our first exclusive look inside. Lisa?
Hi, Patty. Yeah, they're actually still hanging paintings right now because it doesn't open until this weekend, and it's going to be a huge event out here. We wanted to show you a couple things that you will notice once it's all completed. You're looking at a scaled-down version of a 93-foot dome that'll actually be kind of the center point of the Phoenix Art Museum. It'll actually be in the middle, and it'll glow at night, so it'll kind of be the attraction I think you see when you're driving up to it on Central and McDowell. I'm going to talk to Amy Carr here. Amy's been telling me all about the museum. I know you guys are so excited, and we were focusing, the main importance of this new museum is the fact of its size. It's 160,000 square feet.
Right, and that'll allow us to show works of art like the one over here. This is the Hopi Man mural by Maynard Dixon, and it's about 20 feet tall. Or long, I should say. We've had to actually keep that stored rolled up because we couldn't show it before. So that's part of the reason why we're opening the new museum. We also have another painting over here. This is a painting by Bocanegra, and this was stored in the walls for a long time. We could not store this in a regular vault like the rest of our artwork. So we'll be able to bring paintings like this out, too.
A lot of fun things, a kids museum. You're going to have a restaurant inside. Sure. And, Patty, get this, when we come back, we're going to tell you about a putting course. I shouldn't say putting course, a miniature golf that you're going to check out. That's part of the museum. We'll show you that a little bit later. It's going to be a lot of fun this weekend.
All right. Thanks, Lisa. A hostage situation in New York ends in a hail of gunfire when police move in. As Jenna Wallace tells us, when it was all over, 2 people, including a pregnant woman, were killed. 3 more were shot. Jenna?
Patty, the gunman's pregnant ex-girlfriend was under police protection until about an hour before the man stormed inside the Brooklyn apartment. He held her, 3 adults, 4 children, and 4 teens, all at gunpoint for several hours. When shots rang out, police moved in.
It's right after that third volley of shots from inside the apartment that we believe the young lady who was the girlfriend of this person is screaming out that you must get in here because he's going to kill everybody.
The ex-girlfriend was killed. 3 others were shot. The gunman then apparently killed himself. A California grandmother makes a shocking discovery. She finds her 6-year-old twin grandsons nearly starving to death in their own home. She'd gone to this house to check on the boys, who both apparently have cerebral palsy. That's when she found them barely clinging to life. She rushed them to the hospital, where the boys weighed in at 14 and 19 pounds. Police are still looking for the mother. A little California girl is lucky to be alive tonight, and it's all because of a quite unusual lifeguard that came to her rescue. Yes, this Springer Spaniel named Sam is credited with saving this little girl's life. She fell into her family's swimming pool, and that's when Sam jumped into action and pulled the girl to safety. Sam's previous owner had trained him in water rescue. I guess we can say, Patty, eat your heart out, lassie.
I guess. Thank you, Jana. Well, can tanning beds actually be good for you? Marty Velasco-Hames finds out in the 5:30 half hour of Good Evening Arizona. Plus, a look at who's really washing their hands after using the restroom. And here's a sneak peek at what 3 on Your Side is working on.
But it don't look like the state's going to do anything about it. They're part of the cult of greed, and the state isn't any better than anybody else.
For 50 years, this man has paid taxes on a piece of land he doesn't even own. 3 on Your Side asks, how can this happen? Tonight at 6:10 on Good Evening Arizona.
A lot of eyeglass stores say they have glasses for about $59.
But what they really mean is they have frames for $59. If you want lenses, you know, so you can see, that's extra. But at Lee Optical, $59 buys you the frame and lenses. And Lee has over 400 great-looking pairs to choose from, including lenses. So if you want a real $59 value, not an optical illusion, come to Lee Optical. Get 3 free options on all additional pairs, a $30 value.
Dodge Dakota is #1 in resale versus Ford, Chevy, and GMC. #1 in available horsepower. #1 in available torque. In fact, Dodge Dakota is #1 in more categories versus any compact. So thanks to every one for making Dodge pickups #1 in sales growth all across America. Now during the Dodge Summer Clearance, get up to $4,000 off Dodge Dakota.
See your Arizona Dodge dealer.
Mom says dinner's ready.
No time to eat. I'm finally ready. I've got all the latest Canon equipment. Printer, copier, word processor, my own multi-function scanner, copier, fax. Nothing can stop me now.
The competition's on to me.
Get the guaranteed low price on over 7,000 items and free delivery. Staples, yeah, we've got that.
Sad, isn't it? Finding out you paid too much for your stereo. Circuit City, you can't find a lower price. We guarantee it.
This fall, meet your new neighbors. Hi! Here we are, The Simpsons and Mad About You, weeknights at 9 on 3.
Hope to see you there.
Yes, indeedly doodly.
Good evening, Arizona.
I think I was like a lot of people today and this weekend. I stuck my neck out and got my car washed after 2 months of, you know,
Good
dirt
idea.
and filth and rain. And
yeah, you did have to wait about 2 months.
Yeah,
for
no
that,
kidding.
And I think you're safe. But I saw some clouds, Patty. Are you doing this to us today? Hey, what a great weekend. It was almost hard to believe that it was this nice and this cool. And it looks like it will remain this way at least through the middle of this week. Warm up a little bit, but boy, this is going to be lovely. Live shot from you. There's the clouds that Patty brought in right there by washing her car. Hey, another lovely 89. This is almost, look at that, 10 degrees below normal. 71 the low. The monsoon is gone. The normal's 98 and 73. And right now, 86, 32%. The winds are calm. The barometer steady, dew point 53. So we had dew points in the upper 30s this Saturday evening about 6 o'clock. It was just absolutely gorgeous. And this is why we've got a strong system for this time of year, diving down and pushing cold air all the way into the Intermountain region. There's talk of maybe snow tonight in the mountains of Utah. This is incredible, but just to the north of us, the state to the north of us, 3 to 4 inches in some of the higher elevations there. A little too early for us, but we're getting the effects with some real cool weather. You know, Flagstaff was about 36 Saturday morning. Nice and cool. It looks like it'll pretty much stay this way. If this ridge, it looks like this ridge will kind of shift toward its middle of the week. It will warm up. But, Patty, a bold prediction. No more 100s.
You jinxed it now, bud.
No, I don't know. National Weather Service is saying maybe, Craig Ellis out at the National Weather Service is saying maybe 2 days. None. They're out of here. Here lows this morning. Flagstaff, 41. Pine Top, 49. Prescott, 49. Aren't these nice numbers? Remember, we said Flagstaff was 36 on Saturday morning. Globe, Miami, 56. Gearing up for your Gila County Fair this weekend, you folks, huh? I know that, yeah. 77 at Lake Havasu. We'll have highs in about an hour. Here's our forecast. Fair and cool overnight lows, about 69 Midtown, 60 cooler spots. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, breezy, another 89. And then, doggone it, we see those darn 90s again on Wednesday. And there you have it, mid-90s by this weekend. Lovely sunset starting to come in there, and they'll get a little earlier and earlier.
Yeah, and cool in the evenings and the mornings. Took a little walkie-poo this morning. It was great.
Real nice.
Thank you, Jim. All right. Well, as it turns out, really not great timing. The Coyotes' preseason home opener is the same night as ASU's much-anticipated game against top-ranked Nebraska. Tim Healy's here with early sports. Hi, Tim.
Patty, the sports plate will be full this coming Saturday, that's for sure. It is without question one of the most attractive regular season college football matchups the Valley has seen in quite some time. The 2-0 Sun Devils of Arizona State, ranked 17th in the nation, will host the two-time defending national champion Jim Howell's Nebraska Cornhuskers this coming Saturday night. Now, last year, you'll recall, the Sun Devils spent an afternoon in Lincoln, Nebraska that they would just as soon forget. The Huskers amassed over 600 yards of total offense in that game en route to a 77-28 rout of ASU. And yet, the Devils did some good things in that game, namely 3 Jake Plummer to Keith Poole touchdown passes. Though they are listed as 22-point underdogs Saturday, the Sun Devils say they have to go into this game believing they can win.
We played North Texas, last week. We were heavy favorites. They had an idea that they were going to come in and win, and they played hard. They were right there with us for a while, and we have to go in with that attitude. To go in with any other attitude is ridiculous. You don't get too many opportunities or chances like this.
I don't think any team's unbeatable, and if I think we went into the game thinking we weren't going to beat them, that'd be an embarrassment. I don't think there's any team that we can't beat.
Game time 7:15. It'll be televised nationally on cable. We at Channel 3 and WB61 are proud to announce that we have reached agreement on a multi-year deal to televise Phoenix Coyotes hockey here in the state of Arizona. Under the agreement, WB61 will carry 20 Coyotes regular season games as well as certain Stanley Cup playoff games this coming season. 5 regular season contests will be shown here on News Channel 3. And our first telecast will be the regular season opener in Hartford Friday evening, October 5th. Other October telecasts on WB61 include the regular season home opener with San Jose October 10th, Anaheim at home on the 12th, and the game at Edmonton on October 30th. In addition, WB61 will carry 6 half-hour specials on the Coyotes during the course of the season. So, Patty, this is the place for Puck this coming year and for many years to come here in the Valley.
Good deal. Thanks, Tim. Getting rid of ants and trying to relieve jail overcrowding in northern Arizona. We'll have those stories in the next hour. And coming up next from the CNN World News Desk, now the Whitewater Committee apparently wants to hear from Dick Morris, a alleged prostitute. We'll tell you why. And a new report says your child might not be getting what they need from preschool.
At Bank of America, we think each customer is unique. That's why we have so many different ways to help. And we make it happen with every call, on every corner, on your schedule. We do this person by person, one dream at a time. We're Bank of America. What could we do for you? Banking on America.
The strength and beauty of a thoroughbred, the power of a Vortec engine, the ride of a champion, the comfort of a roomy interior. And right now is a great time to get all the power, grace, and style of a 96 Sierra by GMC. Now, before the 96 model year comes to an end, Sierra by GMC. See your GMC dealer today.
No matter where you eat a big new Carl's Jr. Crispy Chicken Sandwich, someone always wants a bite. If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
Something's happening at Black Angus. They're setting out prime rib with jumbo prawns, grilled or golden fried. Prime rib with jumbo prawns, grilled or golden fried, and fresh corn. Just $12.99. That's what I like about Black Angus. They know us working stiffs need a little comfort food. Ah!
So why did you leave AT&T?
I fell for the gimmicks.
And?
I'm disappointed. I miss AT&T.
AT&T misses you too. So we're making it easy to come back.
Anything that makes my life easier, I'm for it.
How does up to 100 free AT&T minutes sound?
I like free minutes.
We'll send you AT&T long-distance certificates good for up to 100 free minutes, just for switching back to AT&T.
100 free minutes, I'm there.
There's more. Only AT&T customers can get AT&T True Reach savings. Spend $25 a month and you save 25% to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. You're covered on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill.
What more could you ask for?
How about this? AT&T puts your savings in black and white.
What have I got to do to come back to you guys?
All you have to do is call 1-800-PIC-ATT, and you'll get up to 100 free AT&T minutes. So, what do you think?
I think we'll switch.
Good decision.
Thank you.
You know what to do.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
The U.S. searches for allies in its Iraq policy. Can a Washington hooker shed light on Whitewater? Mother Teresa's in the hospital again. And stars with the look.
Bringing you the world with a home of CNN.
Good evening again, everyone. Are U.S. troops overseas safe? A special commission report out tonight says not really. And as Jana Wallace explains, the report blames the Pentagon. Jana?
Patty, the Downing report is named after the general who wrote it. It was commissioned after last June's bombing of a U.S. military base in Saudi Arabia, in which 19 people were killed. As CNN's Skip Lozier tells us, the report points the finger at the Pentagon and on-scene field commanders who apparently didn't recognize the potential for a terrorist attack.
Retired General Wayne Downing headed the Presidential Commission investigating last June's terrorist truck bomb attack in Saudi Arabia.
Intelligence did provide warning of the terrorist threat to U.S. forces in Saudi Arabia.
Military intelligence could be better, the report concludes, but in the case of Khobar Towers, it did at least signal potential trouble.
Those responsible for force protection had both time and motivation to reduce vulnerabilities. However, it was not enough.
While it doesn't let the Pentagon or the chain of command off the hook, in large part, the report blames commanders on the scene for not making U.S. troops as safe as they could have been. 19 U.S. airmen died in the attack, killed by what the Pentagon says was a massive 20,000-pound truck bomb.
I think we do have an issue with General Downing's team on just the very size of the device that was used.
There is no way that bomb could have been 20,000 pounds, most likely 5,000 pounds.
But even if the terrorist bomb was only 200 pounds, the report says there would have been major structural damage and up to 11 airmen killed. The commission says U.S. bases must be given high-tech protection.
We can and we must provide our forces with state-of-the-art sensors, blast protectors, automated entry points, cargo inspection devices.
President Clinton calls the report unvarnished, blunt, straightforward.
And we are going to aggressively implement the Downing report.
And from now on, when it comes to protecting U.S. troops against terrorist attacks, the buck will stop with this man, Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General John Shalikashvili. Skip Lozier, CNN, Washington.
Defense Secretary William Perry is having a tough time trying to win support for the U.S. position in the Gulf right now. But as reporter Margaret Lowry tells us tonight, the U.S. buildup of troops will still continue.
U.S. Defense Secretary William Perry says even though Saddam Hussein appears to be backing down, the U.S. will complete its formidable troop buildup in the region and continue applying pressure.
We see very substantial reduction in the threat to American and coalition aircraft in the last few days. But the threat still remains. And we will do whatever is necessary. We'll take whatever action is necessary, first of all, to continue the Operation Southern Watch.
The U.S. says Iraq has fired 6 anti-aircraft missiles at its planes. British and French aircraft patrol the no-fly zones in both the north and south of Iraq with the United States. Perry met their defense ministers Monday at an airbase near London.
None of us is seeking an escalation. But we do obviously have the right of self-defense, and we have the right to make sure that our pilots are safe.
Few other U.S. allies are taking such a public stand, but Perry says he is quite comfortable.
All of our allies agree that Saddam Hussein is a threat to the security and stability of the region. All of them agree that Operation Southern Watch is a key to being able to maintain the containment.
For nearly 6 years, U.S. policy toward Iraq is to contain, not eliminate, Saddam Hussein. Perry says that policy hasn't changed.
There is no simple solution to the problem of Saddam Hussein because he keeps wanting to come out of the box. He keeps wanting to take actions which threaten his neighbors, and we keep having to pushing him back in the box.
Push him back and keep him there. Perry says the U.S. will not tolerate the threat Iraqi surface-to-air missiles pose to Western operations.
Also tonight, the U.S. State Department says a rescue effort is underway now for nearly 2,100 Iraqi Kurds. They apparently worked for U.S. projects in northern Iraq and have now escaped into Turkey. Many of them will be flown to Guam, and some may be given asylum here in the U.S. Tough talk on crime. That's a theme tonight on the presidential campaign trail. This morning in Pennsylvania, Republican candidate Bob Dole unveiled his list of new anti-crime proposals. They include keeping violent criminals in prison longer and cutting down on teenage drug use in half, in fact, during his first term in office. Dole told supporters he plans to make America safer.
Safer for the mothers, now keep their families behind locked doors. Safer for the children walking to school. Safer for the grandmothers carting their groceries home from the supermarket.
Bob Dole is campaigning in our valley tomorrow. He arrives at Sky Harbor Airport tomorrow morning at Qatar Aviation at around 10:30. Dole also plans on visiting Sheriff Joe's tent city while he's here. Meantime, President Clinton gained the support of some big guns in the campaign against crime. Today, the president accepted the endorsement of the National Fraternal Order of Police. He told that group his administration is winning the war against crime. And armed with a new report from the Attorney General, he claims to have the numbers to prove it.
We don't believe that police should be easily outgunned by gangs on the street. That's why we took the assault weapons off the street and passed the Brady bill, and why we're against the cop killer bullets.
Mr. Clinton is the first ever Democratic presidential candidate to earn the backing of the Fraternal Order of Police. He'll be visiting the Grand Canyon on Wednesday. Dick Morris may be pulled into the Whitewater investigation. You recall he's the presidential advisor who resigned after a story about him and a prostitute broke during the Democratic National Convention. The New York Post is reporting that Whitewater prosecutors have now subpoenaed the diary of Sherry Rowlands. She's the admitted prostitute who claims Dick Morris told her all kinds of secrets about the presidency. Rowlands claims one of them was that First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton was behind the unauthorized FBI files obtained by the White House. Morris says he actually told her that everyone thought the First Lady might be behind the move. She's been in space now a lot longer than she thought she'd be, but tonight Shannon Lucid is counting the days until she can finally come home. The shuttle Atlantis is now on its way to pick her up and drop off astronaut John Blaha on the Mir space station. But shortly after this morning's launch, NASA found a big problem. One of 3 auxiliary power units mysteriously shut down. That may cut the 10-day mission short, but Atlantis will still dock with Mir on Wednesday to make the astronaut exchange. After waiting out 3 hurricanes, divers are finally back in the waters off New York State, and they're pulling up huge parts of TWA Flight 800. They found seats near where the blast apparently happened, and a big section believed to be a flap or a portion of a wing. It will be 2 months tomorrow that Flight 800 went down, killing 230 people. Patty?
Okay, thanks, Jana. A sweet way to get rid of ants, that's just ahead, and here's what we're working on for the 6 o'clock half hour.
Gil Kendrick's family has been paying taxes on property in Glendale for nearly a century. Only problem, the county took the property back in 1946. But Kendrick still got a tax bill every year. Think he's owed a refund? You may be shocked at what the county wants to give him. Tonight, taxes and 3 on your side. No getting lost for Sam Campana today. The Scottsdale mayor got a guided tour of the 911 dispatch center, a center she's been using to get directions around the town she runs. Today, the mayor who needs a map. And who has the best hair in Hollywood? How about skin, nails, even eyebrows? The stars with the look. After 6 on Good Evening Arizona.
Need new lighting? Go to the base, Home Base, and get GE soft white light bulbs for only 99 cents a 4-pack. Go to the base, Home Base.
Saving for a rainy day? That could take a while. But imagine winning $50,000 when you play Fantasy 5. Play every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Win up to $50,000. Watch for the live drawing right before tonight, Arizona at 10 o'clock on News Channel 3. Hey, $50,000 could be yours. Play Fantasy 5. What are you waiting for? A rainy day?
A clash between generations
I hate him.
triggers an escape into fantasy.
My little warrior wants to see more out of life than just fighting, eh?
But a parasite invades the Enterprise.
Is it big enough to cause a threat?
And Worf and his son are trapped in its path of destruction.
There won't be a ship left to reach the Polaris field.
Life signs are failing.
Primary power systems are going down.
Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Tonight at 8 on 3.
No matter where you eat a big, juicy new Carl's Jr. crispy chicken sandwich, someone always wants a bite. If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
Dave.
Hey, isn't that...
Sure is.
And that can't be.
Yep.
All right, well, what's going on here?
Smart People Society. They meet here every Tuesday.
Smart People Society. What am I doing in the Smart People Society?
Well, that's your Ultima, isn't it?
The Nissan Altima, ranked the best midsize car under $20,000 in initial quality.
Need some pliers? Go to the base, Home Base, where strong bonding Mako liquid nails adhesive is just 99 cents each. Go to the base, Home Base.
Turn up the bright lights, look around, see the sights. 3 TV, the place with more stuff. It's a hot place, a news place, a mad about you place, a real place, a smart place. It's a fight place. Yeah, it's 3 TV, the place with more stuff. 3 TV, the place with more stuff.
Like Star Stuff. Celine Dion is not about to gamble with her health in Monaco. The Canadian singer canceled 2 performances there because of chest and abdominal pains. Doctors say she's suffering from extreme fatigue after a long tour and is recovering in West Palm Beach. Celine Dion is still scheduled to arrive in Paris on Wednesday in time to kick off her European tour.
Turn to 3TV for net stuff, too. Just leave it to the internet to combine instructions on creating explosives with ecological sound advice. Want to get rid of an ant problem? Blow them up. Just mix 1 cup of table molasses with sugar and yeast. After the ants eat the mixture, the yeast expands. And as the Pink Panther would say, dead ants, dead ants, dead ants, dead ants, dead ants.
You say you love her hairstyle but can't get your hair to look quite as friendly? Maybe you need something new. No, it's not a medieval weapon. It's called a chromie brush. It smooths hair while giving it volume at the same time. You can get it at Sally Beauty Supply stores for about $15.
The place with more stuff.
Looks like it belongs in the new Phoenix Art Museum. They are putting the finishing touches on the new museum. It opens to the public on Saturday, but Lisa Toronto is there right now with an exclusive sneak peek. Lisa?
That's right, Patty. Earlier we showed you the new gallery, but now we moved outside to show you something that is probably at no other museum in the country. A putting course of all things. Look at this. This is the Dr. Seuss one, the Cat in the Hat. And they've got the putting course out here. We're going to kind of show you a few of them. There are a bunch of local artists and sculptors who have actually been working on these. This is a Slice of Heaven putting course. Why do they have this out here at the Phoenix Art Museum? Well, this weekend they're going to have the huge festival starting Saturday at 10 in the morning. They're going to have lots of games for the kids, including the putt-putt golf or the miniature golf here. And they're going to have sidewalk
chalk for the kids. They're going to have some interactive computer games for the kids to come on out. And did you know that there's even a restaurant at the new Phoenix Art Museum? They're going to have a jazz band out on Saturday night. So they're trying to get people to come out and check out the new museum. And they keep stressing it's very visitor friendly. You're going to notice something different with this museum because at every exhibit you go to, there's either a video or a map or an information book, so you can get more involved with the art instead of just sitting there looking at it going, okay, well, what's this all about? So come on out and check it out. It opens to the public this Saturday, and they're going to have a lot of fun things out here for the kids to get involved with.
So this, the putting, the miniature golf is not a permanent display then?
No, they don't know how long it's going to be here.
Okay, interesting. Thank you, Lisa.
Sure.
Hey, guess what? It snowed. Jim Hallett's here.
You believe in that? Salt Lake, they may be skiing by Halloween if this keeps up. I mean, they've had over the weekend, Reno got a little bit, and with these strong systems, this is the same, obviously, the same one that cooled us off so nicely in the upper 80s. But, yeah, we've got more cold air diving down, and look at all the cloudiness over Salt Lake and some of the skiing areas up there. They're expecting maybe 2 to 4 inches. Tonight, it's not going to last long, but it's the first hit of it anyway. And if this is a trend, who knows? Maybe for northern Arizona, could it mean good skiing? We won't get excited because we got teased with that last year, and then nothing happened. But anyway, it's a start. The remnants of Fausto. Wow! Now all the way up here, after going through hitting San Antonio hard, and then DFW and some of those areas. Today, scooting all the way to the middle Atlantic coast states with a lot of rain, clearing out. Boy, what a nice afternoon in the midsection. Cool there, little upper level system just kind of spinning around in the upper Great Lakes. That's about it for the East Coast. How about high temperatures this afternoon? Again, look at the 60s and even 50s over portions of the East. 59 at Indianapolis, 58 at Pittsburgh, 75 degrees at Albuquerque, and Denver with 77, 61 at Boise, and Seattle with 65. Patty, this is awful nice. I don't know anybody who wouldn't like this after our tough, long summer, but we hope these temperatures keep up here for about another week at least.
Sounds good to me. Thank you, Jim. Could tanning booths actually be good for you? We'll find out just ahead. But first, the number ones.
Take the money, the list, and the gun. And when you shoot, shoot to kill.
Jean-Claude Van Damme kicks his way to the top of the box office. Maximum Risk premiered at number 1. It's called Coffee on the Mile. It's the final installment of Stephen King's The Green Mile, and it's the new number 1 in paperback fiction. Reviving Ophelia holds on in nonfiction. On the hardcover list, Executive Orders tops the fiction list. And new on the nonfiction list is Hello, He Lied, and Other Truths from the Hollywood Trenches. Hello. And Keep on Dancing the Macarena, it's still number 1 at the Billboard Pop charts.
Turn up the bright lights, look around, see the sights. 3 TV, the place with more stuff. It's a hot place, a news place, a mad about you place, a real place, a smart place. It's a smart place. Yeah, it's 3 TV, the place with more stuff. 3 TV, the place with more stuff.
In 8 days, it begins. A new world of younger-looking skin with Lancome's visibly revitalizing solution, Primordial. Pure vitamin E, a gentle hydroxy acid, and a patented nanocapsule technology now make it possible. Younger-looking skin than you ever thought possible. Primordial, the new world of skincare. Lancome Paris. Your gift, your choice of color with any 1750 Lancome purchase. Now at Dillard's.
There's never been a better time to come to iMasters, where now you can get our 2 best offers, both in around an hour. You can get 50% off frames. Thousands of frames are half off at iMasters. Or buy 1 pair, get 1 free. Your second pair is free. That's 50% off frames, or buy 1 pair, get 1 free. See this Sunday's paper for both money-saving coupons. Good for a short time at iMasters.
You've probably heard other banks talk about free checking. Well, fine. But when you're the biggest bank in the West, there's a whole lot more to checking. Like real voices with real answers. Cash where you need it most. At Bank of America, we offer checking as individual as you are. And of course, a way to get it free of monthly service charges. Hey, why would we only talk about checking when we have so much more to talk about? Banking on America. Bank of America.
Lose 3 to 5 pounds a week and learn how to keep it off with Well for Life.
I've lost 65 pounds on this program. I've had my weight off now. It's been a year and a half, and I haven't gained any weight back at all. The Well for Life program is just wonderful, and I feel terrific. I went from a size 20 to a size 8. Don't I look great?
Well for Life. 256-9500. 256-9500.
Well, I'm sure you've heard all the warnings about getting into a tanning booth. But can it actually be good for you? Some doctors say yes. And Marty Velasco-Haynes is going to have to do a lot of convincing to me. Hi, Marty.
Well, you know, we tell you the good and the bad, Patty. And this is actually the good about tanning booths. Can you believe that? I'm at a dermatologist's office, and there's actually a tanning booth here at the dermatology office. When I saw this, I said, Dr. Halmy, who's a Valley dermatologist, how could you possibly have this in your office? Well, he actually says that for certain conditions, certain skin conditions, this actually helps some people. First, Dr. Halmy, what skin conditions are we talking about?
The main ones would be psoriasis, eczema, and vitiligo, that whitening disease.
Okay, in case you've never seen a tanning booth, of course, in Arizona, why would you want to see one? But, you know, come in here, Dr. Halmy's going to fire that up. Of course, you have to wear goggles. And Dr. Halmy, while you're firing that up, tell us, like, how much do you prescribe this for people with those conditions?
To be effective, you usually need 2 or 3 treatments a week. It starts out maybe 30 seconds, and as you get used to the light, it builds up. So it could be up to 15, 18 minutes at the end of the course.
Okay, and in case you don't know, eczema is a very common skin condition. It's like where you itch like crazy. I had it as a kid. Lots of people have it. It's very common. Then there's also vitiligo, which we've heard a lot of press that Michael Jackson has. That's the discoloration of the skin or the loss of pigmentation in the skin. And then vitiligo, and then there's psoriasis, which is very common as well. Now, you said actually regular sunlight works just as well for psoriasis.
Exactly. For conditions like eczema and psoriasis, most patients do much better with sunlight. And most dermatologists will tell patients with those diseases to get some sun because it usually does help.
Really? Okay, now first of all, let's talk about the dangers associated with tanning booths and direct sunlight. Where does the cautious factor come in? What advice do you give people on that?
If you're going to be getting treatments with tanning booths, whether they're in a doctor's office or at your home, it's very important to regulate the amount of light you get. In a tanning parlor, for example, it's not closely regulated. And it's the same thing as sun in terms of skin cancer risks. So you have to be very careful. Lots of sun tanning, whether it's in a parlor or at your home, can really cause some skin cancer.
Yeah, you're just still doing yourself a lot of harm.
Right.
And the other thing is when they do recommend these tanning booth treatments or these solar type treatments, you use a lot of type of topical creams and that type to treat the conditions as well. So people shouldn't try to self-medicate and go to a tanning parlor.
Right. You got to be careful because actually, if it's not regulated closely at a tanning parlor, you could get burned, which is really a bad risk for a bad skin cancer like melanoma.
That's right. Okay, so Patty, there you have it. The bottom line in all of this is if you have one of those 3 conditions, again, eczema, vitiligo, or psoriasis, go to your doctor, particularly your dermatologist, and ask him if he thinks that something like this might help.
Okay, Marty, and again, Arizona is one of the melanoma capitals of the world, so getting out there and tanning is not what you're talking about.
That's exactly right. We want to make that clear.
Thank you, Marty. Well, Mother Teresa is back in the hospital, and Jen, I understand her injuries do not appear to be life-threatening.
You're right, Patty. First up, we want to say that doctors in Calcutta, India, say she's okay. But Mother Teresa did fall out of bed this morning and was rushed to a local hospital. Doctors say she bruised her face and continues to have an irregular heartbeat. She'll remain in the hospital for observation. No word yet on exactly when she'll be released. Mother Teresa is 86. All kids need 2 years of quality preschool, but many aren't getting it. That's the conclusion of a new report out tonight. It says some kids are ready for kindergarten by the time they get out of preschool. Others have to play catch-up when they start school. To change all that, the Carnegie Corporation Task Force is recommending that preschools work with local elementary schools to develop some programs that will help the kids before they start regular school. Most fashion models may be 6 foot tall and weigh about 120 pounds, But most people who buy designers' clothes aren't. That's why more and more designers are expanding their clothing lines. Good news now, to include hard-to-fit women in large sizes above 14 and also in petite sizes.
The fashion industry was dictating to me that I had to change, that I needed to be thin to fit into their garments. But now I think that the industry understands that, you know, women come in all sizes and shapes.
It's estimated that sales of supposedly odd-end sizes is a $20 billion a year business, and that was last year, Patty.
Okay, thank you, Jana. Who has the best hairstyle in Hollywood? We explore this hair-raising issue in our 6 o'clock half hour. Also coming up, the mayor of Scottsdale might get the headlines, but she's not the only one who calls 911 in situations that are less than life-threatening. As a Valley teacher, he's normally the one asking the questions, but today it's parents with questions after he's arrested on child molestation charges. Details coming up.
This Thanksgiving, Paul and Jamie are in charge.
We're not kids anymore. Everything is under control. It's going to be fine.
Sit down. And Murray's got plenty to be thankful for. Who says turkeys can't fly?
I smell turkey.
Drop in for dinner on the next Mad About You.
Tonight at 9:30 on 3.
It's taken an entire year to build. Along the way, things were changed, rules broken. Now it's finally ready. Announcing the Dodge Summer Clearance with great deals on nearly every 96 Dodge left in stock. Plus, get up to $4,000 off on Dodge Dakota or low 1.9 financing on select cars. Better act now, because summer clearance means our best sales year is nearly over.
See your Arizona Dodge dealer.
You know, life's unfair. Showing you these freshly baked Pizza Hut pizzas when you're this hungry? A choice of 12 toppings, piping hot, 3 amazing crusts, unbearably tempting. It's just not fair. But at least these prices are. $7.99 for a medium pizza with 1 topping or $12.99 for 2. Pick up the phone and call us. What's that? Oh, you've already ordered from somewhere else, have you? Well, it's just not your day, is it, my man?
NHL action is great fun for the whole family, but if you think Coyotes hockey sounds expensive, think again. Introducing the Arizona Republic Family Night. For just $40, you'll get 4 Cokes, 4 Bar S hot dogs, and 4 tickets to the September 25th game against the Dallas Stars. Look for details and the coupon in the Arizona Republic. For more information, call 379-PUCK. Brought to you by News Channel 3 and the Arizona Republic.
Need new tires in a hurry? At Discount Tire Company, we move fast, except when it comes to closing our doors. Slide in for a new set of Goodyears at Discount Tire Company.
If ever you're not satisfied with one of our tires, please feel free to bring it back. Thank you. Discount Tire Company.
Stop by this week for a great deal on Goodyear tires. Goodyear, #1 in tires.
Celebrate the grand opening of the new Phoenix Art Museum. It's light years ahead of its time. Designed just for you. Call for details.
Good evening, Arizona.
Good evening again, everyone. The mayor of Scottsdale is called on the carpet for dialing 911. This weekend, it was revealed that at one